when you're going around just being positive and happy with yourself and content, you're going to find sometimes people, they're not mirroring that back. You're going about your daily life and you see people are looking at you kind of almost aggressively. They're not happy to see you. They're not happy to see that you're happy, that you're satisfied. It kind of bothers them that you're even there. Just your presence bothers them. And you don't even have to be doing anything. You could just be sat down in the corner, like minding your own business. You don't even have to be penetrating their space, you know. I used to struggle a little bit with this when I was younger, when I was a little bit less experienced. I used to think that I was doing something wrong. Just by being there, I shouldn't be there. It's my fault. That's what I used to think. No, it's not my fault. What I'm doing is I'm highlighting their insecurities just by being there. It makes them uncomfortable, makes them feel insecure, makes them jealous to see someone that's not got that mental torment. We can just relax somewhere and not have this competitive mindset. Well, it's not even, you know, because a little bit of competition is fine, but or healthy, you know, healthy level of competition. But then there's healthy levels of competition, and then there's just straight up negativity, you know. I'm very competitive, but I'm competitive with myself. Anyway, now I can see that they're jealous, insecure, and pretty pathetic, really, when they let just someone's presence bother them so much. You know, you're minding your own business sometimes. Like I've sometimes just been sat in a corner somewhere just waiting, and you can see that people are just bothered by it because they're jealous. They're jealous to see that you're content and chilling. They're trying to get a reaction out of you, because then if they can get a reaction out of you, they're going to feel like they beat you in the dynamic and they got in your head. All you have to do is carry on with your life, carry on in your own frame. Don't let it affect you in the slightest. Just carry on with your vibe. Shine brighter, if anything, in their face, so that they can feel even more pathetic for how pathetic that mentality is. And hopefully they realise and they snap out of it. But yeah, bear that in mind. It's just jealousy. That's it. Just jealousy, man. Insecurity and jealousy. Doesn't happen to me because I'm focused on my own things. I don't get hung up on someone else's feeling good. God, I've got to make them not feel good and make them feel uncomfortable. Try and make them feel uncomfortable. I'm going to stare at them and try and make them feel uncomfortable. Weirdos. Anyway, basically what it is their low vibration is clashing with your high vibration. And that's it. So don't put a kink in your vibrational hose, you know. Just shine brightly. And if that bothers them too much, fuck them. Stay calm and grounded in your energy and in your body. Just stay grounded. And take a deep breath. And fuck them. If you're in a gang or anything like that, I'm not calling you out, okay? I'm not trying to start some shit. But just realise the real savages, they roll on their own. When you roll around in a group and you're used to having your buddies, having your back, that makes you soft, brother. Makes you depend on externalities. You don't need any externalities. All you need is you, yourself, and your faith in God. And if you don't believe in that, whatever it may be, but you don't need anyone else to go out and do whatever you want to do. So if you're relying on your homies, or if you're only confident when you're with your homies, or if you've only got the balls to talk to someone, to meet new people when you're with your homies, or when you're in your comfort zone with your friends, you're soft. You're not a savage, okay? You could tell yourself you're a savage. You ain't a savage. Real savages can do it by themselves, mate. They don't need anyone else. They don't need anyone's approval, and they don't need anyone's permission to go and do things that are scary, that are gonna potentially kill your ego. Javonte Davis says it in one of the interviews that they're giving him, or that he's having. He says whenever he sees people that ride around in groups, he thinks that they're soft, and it's true. If you want to be a real man, you've got to depend on yourself. and be independent. Of course, it's important to have friends and connections and relationships, bonds and everything, all that. It's important, but who you are by yourself is the truth. And if you're different around your homies than how you are by yourself, then you're not a savage. Obviously, your friends might bring another side out in you, a more fun side or whatever, or a quirky side, depending on which friends you're around. But that doesn't mean that you should depend on them to take action, okay? You should only depend on yourself to take action and have faith. Really, it should all culminate, the whole action taking and the whole motive behind all the energy that you put into your existence should be for something bigger than you. That's the whole aim, really. You want to be able to, as a man, reach a point that you can provide for yourself and for other people, and then gradually increase that capacity for providing to the point that you might be able to provide for your community and so on. But yeah, if you're hanging around with the groups all the time, if you got a sidekick, just realize you might not be as hard as you think you are, okay? If you realize that sidekick, that you're only brave or a certain way around that sidekick, maybe they are just not good for you. Maybe they're actually a bad influence. And what you need is to distance yourself a little bit. I'm not saying cut them off, just distance yourself and establish your own sovereignty as an individual and find your true identity, who you are. But yeah, man, I mean, so many people think they're real savages, you know. You ain't a savage. You're just hanging around with a bunch of fools. You're all a bunch of fools, that's all it is. If we took you by yourself and plopped you in another environment, that's where you're going to see if you're really a savage or not. I'm not saying none of you are savages. Yeah, some of you will be. But a lot of you that think you are not. You're being held up by your groups. And that makes you soft, man. The sooner you realize it, the sooner you can do something about it. It's all about raising your vibration, man. As you progress along your life, you want to just keep fortifying your mind and raising your vibration. That's where it's at. And that's it. I mean, I'm not trying to be woo-woo or anything like that, okay? But it's true, man. You got to just try and be as positive as you can be. Life's short. Look at this. I mean, if that's not high vibration, then what is? I keep having a more and more deeper and profound appreciation for nature. We live on such a beautiful planet. There's so many beautiful places in the world to see. So many beautiful people to meet. That's what I mean. It's all about raising the vibe. You should read the Kybalion. The book, the Kybalion. It's quite a heavy one, okay? But it's a really good book. But yeah, the true savages are out here raising the vibe, not letting the negativity get to their hearts, the fear get to their hearts. They stay strong, even when they're down. Don't need anyone to give me permission to be myself, even when things are not going your way, even when things seem dark. Another really good, quick little bit of advice here for you is anchor your reward system in the action taken, not in the result. That's a huge part of being able to climb big mountains, okay? You want to applaud yourself when you're taking the action, and you want to be happy that you're taking the action. And don't worry too much about the result. That's where it's at. You want to just reward yourself for taking action. That's where it's really at. You want to clap for yourself when you're taking action and not think too much about the reward, because you don't even know when it's going to come. And if you're only focusing on the reward, it's going to reduce your output and your performance, because you're only going to be focusing on the reward. You want to focus on the action taken and enjoying the process. And that way you'll actually try harder, because you're focusing more on in the moment and on the present moment, and enjoying the present moment, and not so much on the result. And you have to have faith that you will achieve the result, and then take action believing that you will achieve the result, and you'll do the actions like you were for sure going to achieve the result. And that way you'll perform the actions better because you believe that you're going to achieve the result. It's better with the back camera, I think. But what a beautiful view, and what a way to enjoy the scenery. You know, you come up to a high place, you got fresh oxygen, you take all the scenery in, and you feel it's the love, you know, you could just feel the love. Cows in the background.